Years ago, I was earning around £6 an hour, juggling children, relying and living in social housing, and believing that property was for rich people only, and I needed about £40,000 to even think about getting into the property space. Then I discovered rent to rent, and it changed what I thought was possible for me. In this video, I'm going to share a little bit about my story, but most importantly, how you can start a rent to rent business in a compliant, professional way without all of the hype. I always thought, okay, property equals wealth. And I think, okay, I need about £50,000 like to get into the property space, to get my very first investment property. So that was always stuck in my mind. And I've always thought, oh my gosh, I'm never, ever going to be able to invest in property and become a property entrepreneur. So a little bit about me. I had a law degree, I was raising children, and I had to take on work and jobs that fit around my children. So I was doing a lot of care work. I was doing a lot of basic admin work, and it allowed me flexibility and allowed me to be able to raise my children at the same time. However, the money and the income was never there. It was always tight. I was relying on social housing. I was relying on benefits just to get by every single month. And that takes an emotional toll on you. And it just felt like I was just going from paycheck to paycheck and just running on fumes. And I just got to the point where I was just so fed up. I was just like, is this it? How am I going to change my circumstances? Then as you do, as someone who is searching for more, wanting to change their life, I came across some information about rent to rent. I'd never heard of it before. And it was a rent to rent serviced accommodation event, and it was all the way in London, and I lived in Birmingham, and I was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna get the kids sorted, I'm gonna get the train, and I'm just gonna go. It was really cold, it was like January, it was horrible outside, but I was just like, do you know what, I want to go, I want to learn. Despite having to deal with family stuff and the journey, I just booked my ticket and I went. And I learned so much. The guy there, he taught us so much, and it was really insightful, and I'd never ever heard of this before, how you can become a property entrepreneur without actually getting £50,000 to invest in property. I thought this was amazing. I thought this was magical. However, to get more information to invest, I just didn't have the funds to invest in that particular program that he was offering at the time. However, that has always stuck with me. That event has always stuck with me. And I'm grateful that I even went and took the plunge and took the initiative to start the journey. Since that time, I'd continued to research about service accommodation, about rent to rent. How does it work? What can I do? How can I get into it? And the more I delve into it, the more I learned. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. So I bought an online program to get some more information about it. And I know I needed about £10,000 to get started. And I was like, okay, I'm already in debt. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And, intuitively, I was like, okay, this needs to happen. This needs to happen. So I took on a full-time job. I took on an extra job working in the evenings as a carer. So the kids would go to school at breakfast club, drop them off, go to my first job, pick them up after school, give them their dinner, then I'll be back out the door doing my second job. I did that for a very long time. I sold my car because I wanted to have the most impeccable credit score. I didn't want to have any debts. I wanted to be clean. And I bought a car off of Facebook for £300. And everyone thought that I was absolutely insane. Why are you working 2 jobs? Why are you killing out yourself? And why are you driving this banger and embarrassing yourself and your children? Why are you putting your kids in this rock-up car? And nobody understood what I was doing, but I knew in the back of my mind, I knew this is going to work out for me. And I didn't care. When you're on a mission and you're sick of where you are, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. That was me. And I was at a breaking point. I have to do this. And after over 12 months, I managed to get the £10,000 together to then now maneuver and start that plan to get into the rent-to-rent space. Since that time, I have continually invested in my personal development. I've had coaches and mentors, and I've read books, and I'm just that kind of person who delves into personal development, who wants to get better all of the time. And that Rent to Rent Kickstart has allowed me then to go into investing in my own property, buying my own house, going into student accommodation, HMOs, doing Airbnbs, social housing. So that very initial start has enabled me then to grow as a person, grow as an entrepreneur, and grow my journey in property. Not only that, but having systems in my business has allowed me to spend more time with my kids, and has enabled me to train now as a life coach. So it's just been a passion of mine to help other people do the same thing. But I wanted to do it in a I like to learn. So I did a full-on course, and I've learned so much. And I'm able to use that knowledge and skill to pour into other people. So I'm a qualified life coach as well. Personal development has really changed my life. And I think it's always something that I'm going to continue to do, to continue to pour into myself. So this channel, my very first video on this topic, is something that I really want to continue with, to grow, to just share value and pour into other people, and let other people know that they can, invest in property in a way that doesn't make you have to leave your job straight away. You're able to invest at a smaller amount. You don't have to have £40,000, but you can create a compliant, sophisticated, structured business that enables you to have more time freedom, more financial freedom. And on top of that, you're just going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. So this channel is for UK beginners who want to start a rent-to-rent business properly. Compliance first, structure, business systems, doing it in a proper structured way, doing it in a way where you do alongside your job, and then maybe you want to transition completely out of your job, or maybe you just want to save and invest. But this is for the channel for someone who wants to start their rent-to-rent business. I'll be sharing information about UK compliance, how to set up your business, how to structure your business in a compliant, professional way, and most importantly, how to get deals, how to speak to landlords, how to pitch your idea, your company, your brand, and how to operate and scale beyond 1 or 2 units, how to create systems, how to take on staff, how to kind of position yourself and remove yourself from the business, which enables you then to spend more time with your kids, enables you then to invest in something else, to grow in personal development. So if you're starting from zero and you're wanting to start your very own rent-to-rent business, subscribe, because in the next video, I'm going to be going through a compliance checklist, a must-have compliance checklist you're going to need before you speak to any landlord. I'll see you in the next video.